Welcome. In front of me I have the Logitech G305 X, and I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the mouse itself along with its specifications and give you my first impressions along a little bit more of my opinion about it as I go along. Okay, so let's just get straight into this. At the back we have some information, so I'm going to quickly touch upon this and I'll expand on this later on. So we have 44,000 dpi sensor right here, which is the Hero 44K. We have Bluetooth and Lightspeed compatibility, a 130 hours of battery life, and G-Hub compatible. So that's basically everything that you need to know about this. This is, by all intents and purposes, a very basic mouse with a high DPI. Now, I've been using the previous one. Oh, come on. The G305, the original one, for a very long time. And I've been loving it, though it has died not that long ago, at least the work one. One that I have at home, which I do have two of them, is still going strong at home. Anyway, inside we just got instructions, so no one really cares about that. So there we go, there's the mouse. One of the things that they've done is they removed the battery right here, so you can see there's no more compartment where you can take off, where previously we would have a space for AA battery. With mod you could have put a AAA battery. Now they replaced it, and it is a Type-C charging mouse, which is pretty nice. We also have a swapping mode between the Bluetooth and the dongle, which, surprisingly enough, it has a dongle now. I was pretty sure this doesn't have a dongle. Let's see how it works. Hello? Oh, right, it's plugged into a different computer. Okay. So, in terms of design, it's literally the exact same. Oh, maybe not literally. It's stupidly close to the original. And actually, I might be able to bring up the original. So, give me a sec. I'm going to pause the video and try to see if I can find it. Okay, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to find it. It's in trash, so it's no longer available. But there was subtle designs that have been changed right here. So one thing that I can already notice, the buttons right here are a little bit more angular. Now I'm gonna just try to make it a little bit more visible. So there we go. The previous ones didn't have this kind of like chamfered edge almost. They were just rounded. Now these actually seem a little bit better, as they do protrude a little bit more than the original one. So I think that's a bit of an improvement. Another change that has been made is the LED right here. Kind of pointless, to be honest. It will only drain your battery faster, but it seems like Logitech thinks that it's a necessity on a mouse that is designed to be minimal and basically do mouse things only, I would say. So this is a bit of a misguided choice right here, in my opinion, because people that will be buying these mice are people that may be running something like 4K monitors and are even working at office, such as me. I don't really give a shit about lighting. Honestly, I would prefer to not have it, and it's something that I'll need to get the software for to most likely turn it off, as there's no buttons for me to turn off the lighting on here, and it is on out of the box by default. Bit of a problematic kind of decision, I would say. Another choice is the fact that we have the Type-C port right here. The original one didn't have that, and they changed a little bit of a feet placement, which I do kind of appreciate, because originally to take the mouse apart you needed to remove the feet. Now the screws are exposed, which means that you can just easily take it apart and get inside of it. Greatly appreciate it. Other than that, it's almost identical to the previous one. The shape is basically the same. They did, by the looks of it, change the wheel a little bit. It looks just a tiny bit different. But other than that, it's still still the same. And one more thing, the button right here has a little bit of a, oh, it actually has an LED now that I pressed it. So it has an LED, and additionally the way it moves, original one just moved it down. This one seems like it's kind of on a plastic, so the button is kind of like sticking. If this is the button that you're pressing, it kind of moves like this. So it has this kind of weird arc to it that you can feel when pressing it. Original one just moves it straight down and didn't have this. Again, this button, if you don't know, is for DPI control. And we have, what is it, 4 different DPIs? Let's quickly go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so there's 5 different modes right here. These can all be edited in the G-Hub software. So you can have completely different ones for each one of them, specific ones that you want. And obviously all the buttons right here are reprogrammable in the software as well, which is, I would say, pretty nice. And additionally, you can obviously do macros in there. So you can have your buttons right here do slew of things, shortcuts or key buttons with timings, stuff like that. I personally found it useful for gaming related activities, let's call it this way. For work, not much use. I honestly, the only time I ever did macro for work was when I swapped these buttons for copy and paste, to be honest. But yeah, still, this is the upgraded version of, or if we can call it upgraded version of the previous 305. And let me quickly check the price, as I want to see how much they are actually charging for this. G305 X. And I also want to see the non-X one. Okay, so the original one you can buy for, at least where I'm from, for 150 PLN, which is what is it, like $40 including tax. So it is a very affordable mouse. Now, why isn't it finding the X one? Oh, there we go. Oh Jesus, it's double the price. Holy shit. So yeah, you get double the price for the new one. Now, benefits over the old one is the fact that it has 2 modes, Bluetooth and the dongle. Dongle comes included, which is also kind of cool. Originally, I thought that it actually doesn't come with the device. I think it shouldn't have been coming with the device. I think it was something that is supposed to be purchased separately. But this one, maybe it's just Poland, is coming with the mouse itself. So that removes a separate purchase. But still, this cost double the original one. So that's one thing. Another one is the sensor that is in here. This is a 44,000 DPI sensor, while the original one had, I believe it was 11 or something like that, 1,000 DPI sensor. Let me quickly see if I can find that information. 12,000 DPI. Now, for me, 12,000 was already high enough for me to need to lower it. So I don't really see the reason to upgrade to a higher sensor, especially when that's going to cost you double. Now, the built-in battery right here is going to be a double-edged sword. Double-edged because you have a battery in here that you can easily recharge, but personally, I didn't mind the replaceable battery. Now, the reason we have an actual built-in one in here, opposed to the AAA battery or AA battery that you could have used originally, is to do the weight cutting. They are trying to basically call this a SUPERLIGHT, though the SUPERLIGHT mouse weighs 61 grams, so maybe not really super light, but it is definitely lighter compared to the original one, which would have normally housed a AA battery, and depending on what kind of battery you put in there, a rechargeable one, for instance, with high milliamps, it obviously would have probably added significant amount of weight, possibly even double of what is right here. So it comes with a built-in one, which you can easily charge but I genuinely myself like the versatility of just grabbing one of these, plopping it in, and when it dies, just yeeting it out and popping immediately another one. Never needed to plug it in. Shit, the original one didn't even have anything to plug in. So the verdict here for this one is it's a solid mouse. If you're specifically looking for a mouse that can switch between the dongle and Bluetooth, it is going to be a great mouse. It is still a great mouse. But if you are relying just on a dongle and you're not going to be using Bluetooth at all, or you can unplug it and plug it into whatever else you want to and just, you know, have the dongle that you can just retake and put it into something else, I would maybe recommend going for the original one. It costs half the price and offers the same amount of features that you'd be looking for most likely at literally half the price. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with this. I do like it, but because I do have the same mouse at home, and yeah, at home, I don't think I would be personally upgrading it to this one if I didn't need to. So yeah, for the fact that I have something that works identically to this, feels identically to this, and doesn't have, to me, any additional benefits, I don't think it's worth spending that double the price for such a thing. And like I said, if obviously you don't have an old one, or if you do rely on that Bluetooth, maybe to you this will be a worth upgrade, or maybe not upgrade, but worth the price because of that Bluetooth and dongle compatibility, 2-in-1, and built-in battery, then that's completely fine. It's still I would say, very affordable price for a mouse that delivers very nice performance, and at least to my hand, it feels really nice, comfortable to use for especially extended period of time. And at least the original one has been reliable as hell. And one more thing, I don't know if this is using the same internal build, but for instance, something like the scroll wheel, if it ever breaks, at least for the original one, you could have gone to AliExpress and buy replacement parts without much of a problem. If this is using the same exact internals, we can still use the old ones, right? So that would be potentially beneficial. So yeah, anyway, so that's about it. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.